Hi there, I hope you enjoyed today's game. Is this in front of you the smallest chessboard and pieces that you've ever seen? Because it's pretty small, isn't it? I've got a wee Bible that is about this big, and it's just about that big, and it's quite cool. I can't read it, of course. Even if I'm wearing these things, I can't wear it. So anyway, on with the game, okay? Be like a wasp. Be like a wasp. In chess, be like a wasp. Be bzz, like a wasp. Yeah, and be like a wasp even when you're black. So eventually, okay? So that's what I'm heading this session up with today on YouTube. Thank you very much for YouTube for the availability for me to be able to put these sessions on YouTube so that I can give of you my understanding and knowledge of the game of chess. I hope your game of chess gets better and better no matter where it's at, even if you're one of my opponents, okay? And I hope that you enjoy this, and that's why I say as well, primarily enjoy your game of chess, okay? So there is where I'm going to now enter into this game of chess that I played on Lichess, which is with Stefan, and I won't say his last name because I probably can't, but he's from Italy, and we are both equal rating, and I'm black. So these moves, everyone knows what I play here. I could play d4 here, but I didn't. I played c6. g5. Now, this is a little bit in White's face, really, isn't it? And White plays bishop c2 because I'm actually threatening just g4 and knight d4, but I'm not really threatening it. I probably am. I'm not sure. Anyway, bishop c2 is what White played here. So after g4, knight e5 came in, and so I just took the knight on e5, knowing full well that after f3 black have a one game completely because of queen c5 check. I will demonstrate. New variation, f3, queen here, check, end of game, game over. The smothered mate, everyone knows the smothered mate is not king here because of queen f2 checkmate. I'm not going to point that out, but here king h1, knight f2, king g1, and this is really good for juniors, this one, knight h3, because they all want to maybe we can take the queen first, knight check, and of course king here is no good because of queen f2 checkmate, or even queen g1, so king goes to h1, and this is where the juniors have difficulty sometimes with queen g1 check, not seeing this, rook takes, and then they want to take the rook, but here is knight f2 checkmate. Okay, so that's just a feeble concept for David to hope for. and here is the main line. Okay, so here's rook a d8, just giving extra protection or protecting this d5 pawn, which is under attack. So here's knight b5. Now, yeah, I just tell the knight to go away. I biff it with a6, and so it establishes itself on d4, which is quite a good place for the knight. So a6, knight d4. Now I have to always, with my queen, keep an eye on this bishop to defend it, sort of thing. Okay, so here comes king h8. So I'm very much being like a bee, or being like a wasp, in this game, this 2-minute and 1 second increment game with Stefan from Italy. I'm being like a wasp because I'm black, so I have to be a bit kind of careful initially, because otherwise if I get too excited with the black pieces, then it can be to my demise. Okay, so here's f3. So sadly I haven't got the queen c5 check, which I do like to play against just about anyone. Even a FIDE master from New Zealand I've played in lightning chess, though I lost all my other games, but he lost in that 5-minute game where I was black with my f5 move. Anyway, gf3, and now black was met with gf3 as well. I don't think knight f3 is very good, but it might be okay. Actually, knight f3 is probably better. So here's gf3, and now all I play is I move my rook to the side cushion. I play rook g8 check, and of course king here is no good. For what reason? Why is king there no good? It's a sort of a smothered mate again, because if we've got king h1, then there's a wee move here. This is the sort of thing that Grandmaster Susan Polgar would do. There was a wee thing here that white is lost straight away with this move here, checkmate. Okay, that is checkmate. The king cannot move, and being a knight, there are only two ways out of a knight check, is taking the knight or moving out of the knight check. So either taking the knight or moving out of the knight check. And in this case, there's no way to put something in the way of the knight. Okay, so here, after rook g8 check, my opponent played king f1. Fair enough. All other moves lose on the spot. Here next we have what did I play now? Here I was going to play something fantastic, but I chickened out. So I just played, what would you play here? Because if you look at this position too, white's kind of like not developed yet, really, because they've still got their queen on the back rank. But it's not terrible. But then white has got their queen on the back cush. But the thing is that yeah, it's sort of not ideal, is it really? Black's got pretty good play here, but anyway, here I played it's a knight move, and I played my knight to g5. Now this is just wanting to hug into h3, and black could be met with bishop f5 or knight f5 now, which, although I wasn't. So here we got white's move was rook e2. So rook e2 is wanting to swap off one of the pair of rooks, but because the queen is on the back rank, it is in the way of the other rook joining in this party to try to deflect black's attack, which is happening. So here's good on you. This move played threatens checkmate on the move. If it was black's two moves here, black would have knight h3 and rook g1 checkmate, but black doesn't have rook g1 checkmate as well as knight h3. Here is rook g2, and here I just lift this, and I was very tempted after king g2 to just play rook here. But I didn't, and I played a move that is more in white's face. I'm looking after my knight on h3 with the move f4, and here I am threatening rook g8 check, and then it is finished. The game is over. If white didn't have the next move, then rook g8, and the game is over. There's no way for black out of that. For white out of that. Okay, so here comes white's move was, what was white's move? Was it queen move to e2? I thought so. And here the rook comes to g8 as promised. Now, if there was no rook here, then this is curtains, okay? So if this rook isn't here, king here or king here is the only move, other than silly moves like bishop g6. And then it's just rook g1 checkmate, or rook g1 checkmate. So here black was met with king h1. Now it's your move, and I'm going to keep this session under 15 minutes. It's your move now. What would you play? And I'm not saying it's the best move on the planet, but it's the move I played. So now, okay, if you want to pause this to think, what would you play here in this 2 minute and 1 second increment game? I played queen c5. Now the beauty of this move is that queen d3, even though it looks like black's going to have to defend here on h7, is no good because of the knight fork check and checkmate. So it's a royal knight fork, this move, okay? And it's also checkmate at the same time. This is a royal knight fork, okay? That's what the juniors call it, and I don't call it. I just call it a win of the queen, and it's checkmate. See? So there we go with that position again. So I'm going to try to keep this under the 15-minute stage. So here came queen d2, realizing the plight of their position. Now what did I play? I played, see, the thing is there's no knight e6 either, because a rook g1 check, or even queen g1 check. And so if we go back, if knight e6, okay, new variation, I don't really want to do this, and then we've got queen here, okay, or rook here, and then queen or rook takes back horizontally is checkmate, but I'll just cancel that. I played Queen E7 here. Did I? Queen C5, Queen D2, now Bishop D7. B4, and I just go Queen G5. And I've gone over the 15 minutes. E6. And so what would you play here for black? And that is the end of the session and the game. This caused my opponent to resign. The next move, if you don't want to see it, is pause your device, machine, PC, or whatever. I played the following: Queen G5, and my opponent ended with 1.9 seconds, and I was left with 28 seconds. And I forgot that the reason why black is met with resignation here is not only Queen G1 check and Rook G1 mate, but also if black was met with a move like this, okay, then we have just Queen G2 checkmate. Okay, that's the end of the session. I hope you enjoyed this game. All the best, like I said, with your chess, and that's something I'm saying to my opponents as well. Okay, the other line is if white just stays here, can't go here because of Queen G2, and here is no good because of Knight F2, and anything else, even pawn takes bishop, and we have Queen G1 check, and that sort of thing. So here we have just Queen G1, Rook G1 as mentioned. Rook G1 is checkmate. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Thank you very much.